Hello there, everybody. This is General Snivy, and welcome back to more of the Persona 5 Royal playthrough. Last time, we secured an infiltration route to Sai's treasure within her palace. Not only this, but we also completed roughly 9 more mementos requests, and changed the hearts of a lot of people. So in today's session, we're going to continue to play the waiting game until the day of the investigation is set to begin. So in other words, we have to prepare for November the 19th. And during this time, of course, I will be working on more Confidant stuff, more Confidant grinding, and maybe some other things as well. First things first, though, we're going to be hanging out with Akechi. Now, I am aware that Akechi is up to rank 7 when it comes to his Confidant questline, and he is now ready to ascend up to rank 8. After this point, if you manage to get up to rank 8, the remaining 2 ranks will be given to you automatically when the story progresses far enough. Otherwise, yeah, you ain't getting those ranks, boy. Just saying. Speaking of getting Akechi up to rank 8, this is rather peculiar. One thing I will say is before attempting to do this, make sure you save your progress, because you never know what can go wrong here. And yeah, you'll soon see what I mean. We're all prepared. All we need to do now is wait for the proposed date. Perhaps it's not quite appropriate, but I confess I'm a little excited for this. Do you have time? I want to talk to you about something. It'd be best if we went somewhere where there aren't many people around. How about, let's say, mementos? Nobody can get in our way in there. I feel like my bond with Akechi is about to get stronger, but... He wants the two of you to go to mementos alone? Well, you guys are strong enough that you should be fine, but be ready for anything, I guess. Anywho, let's get going.
Thank you.
Then let's head to Shibuya. Akechi just wants to go with you, right? Then I'll be waiting outside. Also, one more thing worth mentioning here is, just before the stream began, I went ahead and went around and sold all the sooty clothing that I had in my inventory. And I also sold off all the treasures that I gathered in Sai's palace as well. So, there you go. I also picked up a few other items in the used clothes shop, which I will go over in just a little bit. For now, let's get moving. Be careful.
Well, this place should do nicely.
What did you want to discuss?
This.
What the fuck?
Remember what I told you? If you ever won against me using my right hand, I'd take you on with everything I've got.
You want to fight?
Exactly. Your insight allowing you to determine my dominant hand, your quick wit, and most of all, how fast you've grown. You've exceeded my expectations in every way. Thus, I've built up this urge to duel you without holding anything back.
Alright, let's do this.
Thank you for indulging my selfish request. No need for pleasantries at this point, correct? Let's go!
Very well. Bring it, Akechi boy.
You won't be able to defeat me unless you actually fight with lethal intent. Now, show me your true skills.
Very well, Akechi. I'll give you what you want. So, when it comes to Akechi, I don't think he has any major weaknesses whatsoever for this particular encounter. The thing with this is, if you lose to Akechi, it's not a game over, but you lose time. And thus, it's wise to just simply reload your save after the fight. If you do manage to win, then your Confidant rank with him will go up to 8. Otherwise, it stays at 7, so keep that in mind. And time is very, very limited, so take it as you will. Okay, let's try nuclear. I don't think this will work. Obviously, Curse insta-kills is not going to work. considering he is technically a mid-boss. I don't think insta-kills would work on him.
Can you take this?
You underestimate me, Pancake Boy. My fury has only just begun. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Resistant to light-based attacks. That makes sense. But what about Curse? Is this a weakness? No.
Nice. How fascinating. Can you take this?
You're also fascinating too, Akechi. So anyway, when it comes to identifying weaknesses, Akechi has no weakness whatsoever, but he's still vulnerable to, I'm pretty sure he's still vulnerable to technical damage and things of that nature. I'm not sure about status ailments. I haven't tried it. Let's try this. Of course not. That would make sense. Let's try something else. There you go.
Go, Robin Hood.
Uh-oh. Oof. Oh, shit.
Seems I bested you. That is, if you were truly giving that fight your all.
Well, damn it. Like I said, you gotta prepare for anything. That was just a big mistake.
Maybe I've misjudged you all this time. I really wish you weren't such a disappointment to me.
Oh, bugger off.
I'll continue to wait in Shibuya from tomorrow on. If you want a rematch, I'll accept as many times as you please. That is, if you're up to the task.
Yeah, no, bite me, ass. Okay, so here's what I'll do. We're just gonna reload the game. That was stupid. Funny enough, I never even lost to Akechi before, so that was definitely a first time for me. Oh well, we can try again. It's honestly not that big of a deal. Like I said, I did save well beforehand, or more or less before the fight even occurred. And besides, we could still fast forward through the cutscenes, which, thank God for that. So, we'll definitely give him a proper beating this time for sure. And when I say a proper beating, I don't mean I'm going overkill. No, I mean something else entirely. Alright, let's try again.
Hey.
Alright, let's get going. And let's try this crap again. Once more with feeling.
Let's go. There. So you're fast?
So the thing with Akechi is, I thought maybe I would be able to reflect some of his physical attacks with one of my personas, but obviously that was a very, very bad idea. So that was definitely a very hard lesson learned. So we're going to try something else.
You're mine. Can you take this? Persona!
So again, when it comes to this fight, you need to be very well prepared. Save your progress before the fight, just in case something goes wrong, which is what happened to me. And like I said, if you do lose, then you just lose a lot of time. In other words, you lose a day. And that's not something you want. Just an FYI. If your HP is reduced to as low as 1, then the fight's over.
This was not expected.
However, if you do manage to reduce Akechi's HP down to 25%, then the fight is won. So that's interesting.
No wonder you're the leader of the Phantom Thieves. You've caught up to me on this front already, too.
Are you satisfied?
Of course not.
And my internet literally just shot the bed. God damn it.
Of course not. But if we went any further, we'd both go beyond the point of no return, wouldn't we?
Come on, internet. You can get back. Okay, I honestly don't know why my internet has literally been shitting itself lately so damn much. I really don't know. I mean, I recently did get myself a Roku for my TV because my smart TV is kind of, well, bad when it comes to maintaining an internet connection. So, whatever.
Of course not. But if we went any further, we'd both go beyond the point of no return, wouldn't we? In all honesty, I'd love to see just how far we can go. But we have an important mission coming up. Until that's finished, you're a vital ally to me. We're done here. Let's go.
Okay. Deed is done.
Once again, I've learned something new about you today. As allies fighting alongside one another, your strength is truly reassuring. In all honesty, it's to the point that I'd be relying on you in a pinch.
I'd say the same to you. The feeling's mutual, however.
You truly are well composed. I'm sorry I asked you to indulge me, but I do feel a bit better now.
Good. I feel like my bond with Akechi is growing deeper. After a second attempt, but whatever. He's up to rank 8 and he's pretty much done.
All right.
Excellent.
By the way, about that duel. If we had fought to the end, do you see yourself winning?
I definitely wouldn't lose, that's for sure.
I had a feeling you'd say that. I'm going to be entirely honest with you. I hate you. Your deft handling of your unfortunate circumstances, your uniqueness, your ability to surpass me, all these irritate me. You're the one person I refuse to lose to.
Same here.
You really are... No, never mind. I'll let you have this win today. But next time I will be victorious. Let this be my proof.
This is one of the gloves Akechi usually wears.
There's a tradition in the West to throw one's glove at their opponent when demanding a duel. Should the opponent accept the glove, the duel is also accepted.
I accept.
Make certain that you never forget, I am the one who will defeat you.
Sure, whatever you say.
Look at the time. Let's call it a day, for now.
Very well. By the way, accepting Akechi's proposed duel offer, that is another prerequisite for something for him much later down the line. Otherwise, you probably won't be getting it if you fail to meet that requirement. But even so, I feel like throwing that out there anyway. Now then, what should we read now? Looks like we got 2 books left to read for now. But I do know there are more books we can pick up, which I will be doing so. So, let's read up on the next one. Excellence is not the result of a single action, but of habit. This is philosophy. I'm not sure if I like this writer. He seems a bit condescending. In your search for truth, ask your own question, and then find your own answers. That's rather interesting.
What are your thoughts?
I wonder if these old philosophers had many friends. They're always talking to people, but I don't know. At any rate, reading about different ways of thinking must have made you smarter. In other words, increases your knowledge stat. So, that's pretty neat. Alright. Excuse me.
Okay, quiet down.
I'm changing my lesson for today. Instead of a regular class, we'll be reviewing last week's materials. I suggest you listen carefully. But don't think you can slack off, okay? I absolutely won't allow it. No slacking off. Now, Akami's been kind enough to give us free time. Better put it to good use.
What do you want to do?
How about we read the last book that we have on offer? And that would be Ghost Encounters. I bet Makoto would be scared out of her mind if she read something like this. In the next moment, we totally saw a ghost! Whoa! Why are you reading that? Whatever you do, just don't read it out loud, okay? These were words written on the blackboard at the abandoned school. Well, one thing's for sure, Makoto definitely needs to raise her own guts when it comes to the supernatural. So you finished reading Ghost Encounters. These stories are way too spooky for me. Don't talk to me about any of them, okay? Although you seem a lot more dependable now that you've read them. In other words, reading this book in full increases your guts stat. That was great. We should thank Kawakami for this later. Definitely. Hey, why don't we try asking Futaba-chan to look into the culprit behind the psychotic breakdowns? That's a great idea. Why didn't I think of that? I suppose Futaba's ability to process information is truly world-class after all. Damn, you're smart, Haru. I already tried. And? I know so much now, it's hard to make heads or tails of it. Suspicious people appear, then they disappear. It's been that over and over again. So they are manipulating information to keep anyone from researching the truth, or no, from reaching the truth. My god. Well, there's one thing I know for sure. Whoever we're going against now is more dangerous than we can possibly imagine. It's true, though. Really is true if you think about it.
Hey.
Okay, 13 days left till we send the calling card. What are we gonna do today? I'm waiting at LeBlanc. Keep me posted. And looks like we're gonna be hanging out with Haru, but first things first, before we do, time for a special bond reading. You never know.
What shall we do?
Okay. I probably should check around and see if there's anyone else who needs a little bit of a nudge when it comes to raising their Confidant rank. I don't think that is the case right now because most, if not all, of my Confidants are nearly maxed out. Okay, no. Okay. Okay. So it looks like I need to work on Futaba a little bit, and that's perfectly fine.
What shall we do?
So, affinity reading it is. There you go, Futaba. I mean, I got almost 5 million yen. Might as well throw it somewhere. Am I right? Okay, cool. Is that enough for a level up? I don't think so. Okay, it is! Sweet! That's awesome to see. But, oh, okay. I guess because we raised Futaba's Confidant points just enough, the Thieves Network made a slight change in our suggestion of whom we're going to be hanging out with. We were originally going to hang out with Haru, but because Futaba just got enough Confidant points, thanks to that affinity breeding, we're going to hang out with her instead. We've just got to wait for our scheduled day now. Oh yeah, I dug up all sorts of dirt about Kana-chan, that is. Are you free? I want to talk to you about it. Alright, let's hang out.
Thanks.
Come on over to my room then. I'll tell you there. That's fair. You definitely don't want to have Sojiro here on this stuff, you know? So I looked up Kana-chan online, and she's apparently still living in the same town as, same town in, Kanshi she moved to. But she never continued on to high school. I decided to do some digging into why that might be, and, well, the more I dug, the worse it got. What's wrong? Her parents are in heavy debt due to a gambling addiction. So, instead of sending her to school, they make her work to try to pay it off. Apparently, they're still having her model in strange clothes. They're even selling the pictures now. What horrible parents! We have to put a stop to this. That's right. They can't just use Kana-chan like some tool. Actually, though, Kana-chan herself made a request on the fan site. Based on the IP and other tracking data, I'm 99.9% sure it's her. The post was basically just her asking us to make her parents have a change of heart. But she didn't put their names. She might be a little hesitant, or she doesn't totally believe in the Phantom Thieves yet. Either way, I have a solution. I found her parents' names in the address book we got way back in elementary school. Koto Magario and Asumi Magario. I probably butchered their names absolutely horrendously, and thus I need to be hung on the cross for it. Whatevs. I'm bad with names, what can I say? I got a hit for them from the meta-nav, too. We can fix them. I decided, Banjo, I'm gonna go to Momentous and change their hearts. We can't let them keep treating Kana-chan so horribly, right? Please help me save her. I'll do it for you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Oh, and since you're gonna help me with this, I'll have to return this favor. Also, again, apologies for my internet keep going out. Not sure what's up with that. I'm gonna try something. Maybe this'll fix it. Come on. Really? There we go. Okay, so what I just did was I unplugged my Roku. I just simply unplugged it because I think that's eating up on my bandwidth. I'm not 100% sure. But regardless, though, figure I throw that out there.
Oh, that's right.
I'll look extra hard for valuable stuff when we're in the metaverse. Well, pretty good, huh? Oh yeah, definitely. I can feel a strong bond of trust from Futaba. So hopefully my internet won't shit itself anymore for the remainder of the session. But anyway, Futaba's up to rank 7 in her Confidant, and she now knows Treasure Reboot. Chance to revive search objects in the area after battle, which we've already have, thanks to one of her farewell gifts, which is pretty sweet. Well, I'll be counting on you. Let's save Kana-chan. I need to help Futaba put an end to this horrible parenting. Oh shoot, it's getting late. Let's just adjourn for today. So in other words, we got ourselves yet another momentous request that we need to take care of. I may go ahead and do it in this session, just because I want to continue working on Futaba's quest line, but we'll have to wait and see how things go. Good night!
You're back.
Alright, what do we got? I'm gonna talk to you about something, and it ain't a job this time. It's good news, though. Can you stop by right now? Looks like Iwai wants to talk. Same with Hifumi. There's something I'd like to tell you. Something unbelievable happened. I'm still confused about it. Would you be able to make some time for me today? It really depends on what the Thieves Network has to say. And it looks like we're hanging out with Hifumi. And I'm okay with this.
Oh.
Kazumi-kun. The thing is, something unexpected happened. Can we talk? Sure. I'd be more than happy to.
Thank you very much.
Please, sit down so we can talk.
Actually,
Well, my mother finally talked to me. She told me that most of my matches thus far have been fixed in my favor. She also admitted that she was the one who sold that story to the weekly magazine. I had no idea. I feel so ashamed. However, thinking back, I do recall some of my opponents making poor moves at odd times. I've always wanted people to recognize my shogi skills, but I suppose I never had any. I became so conceited as a result of all those fake victories. Why did my mother confess all of a sudden? It's as if she had a change of heart.
oh,
Change of heart? The Phantom Thieves? That can't be. Perhaps they eavesdropped on our conversation. I'm glad her heart changed. Yes. It was painful to hear the truth, but I'm glad that my mother had a change of heart. I've decided. I'm not going to lose. Lose what? What are you talking about? Oh, sorry. I was referring to the exhibition match. I'm going through with it as planned. However, before that, I'm going to confess everything. I know I'll receive a lot of criticism, but I must ensure the truth is known. The next match will showcase my true talents. I don't know how it's going to go, but I hope you'll watch. As your teacher, I promise to put up a good fight so I don't embarrass myself. I feel Hifumi's trust in me growing. Awesome. I look forward to seeing this match, however it may go. Anywho, she's up to rank 8 now. Sweet. I would be lying if I told you that I'm not scared. My kingdom is a house of cards. I'm not sure if I can withstand a true battle. However, I intend to fight with dignity to the very end, as a queen should. There's a new move I'd like to test out for the exhibition.
I look forward to it.
Will you stay for another game? I'd be more than happy to. Please, come at me with all you have.
I'll start.
That is, if you can get past the valiant knight who guards my Togo kingdom. Well, that's kind of interesting.
Until next time.
I see. So there's still room for improvement. I'd like to do this again sometime. Sure. I'd be more than happy to be with you, if you know what I mean. It's me. May I have a bit of your time? I was just a little curious about your thoughts regarding my decision to reveal my fixed matches, that is. I support it. Thank you. I'm so glad to hear that. You're the reason I managed to make that decision, after all. Our talks helped me realize I should play with utmost sincerity. I'm sorry. I only wanted to convey my gratitude for you. I must prepare for my exhibition match, so I'll be going now. I'll see you at the church. See you later.
Hey,
We're supposed to send the card on the 18th, which means there are only 12 days left.
well then.
Okay. Since we only have a short amount of time left, we got quite a bit of work to do.
Yes.
Which, hopefully we should be able to get everything done within this session, but we'll see. Alright, what do we got for the Home Shopping Network today? The Sturdy Ointment Set. 3 physical ointments, 3 magical ointments. Next, Air Muscle Set. 1 Salvation S and Hustle... 5 Hustle S's. That's pretty neat. I'm gonna go with this one. What's up, Makoto? What are you doing today, Banjo-kun? I just finished some student council work. I have some things to take care of, and I'll be at the school vicinity. Let me know if you need anything. Let me think about it first. And it looks like we will be hanging out with her. But let's see if, technically speaking, I kind of wanted to take care of that request with, Futaba. I suppose I can wait until tomorrow, within the in-game day, that is. Alright.
That's incredible.
There's so many books here, it's crazy. I feel overwhelmed and excited at the same time. Welcome! So you finished reading Master Swordsman. Very impressive, considering how young you are. Well then, let me sell you a different book. Sorry, it sounds like I'm testing you. And as far as the other books, we have Call Me Chief, Reckless Casanova, Heroic Revelations, and The Art of Autonoma. These books, just like with Master Swordsman, require 2 separate sessions to read, and that is with the fast-reading book already read. Each book costs 8,000 yen. That's a lot of yen for just a series of books, but they do raise your stats quite a lot. So I would say they're worth it, at least in my honest opinion. Of course, that's in the eye of the beholder, but that's just me.
Please take your time.
Let's see, any new books on sale? No! That's surprising. I thought for sure that... Honestly, I really thought for sure that we would have had another book for sale. Alrighty then. Guess we'll hang out with Makoto today and max her out. Why? Because we need to max out another Confidant. All we can do now is wait until the designated day of the heist. Sis. No, I shouldn't let myself worry about that. We'll just have to wait and see for the time being. Are you free right now? I want to talk to you about something. Okay, sure. Let's hang out.
Thank goodness.
Is it okay if we study while we talk? Sure, that's no problem.
So, I finally made up with Eiko. I think she knew it deep within her heart. And seeing him like that finally helped her realize.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I'm relieved she didn't get caught in his web. Oh, and she told me she quit her job. Right now, she doesn't know what she wants to do, but she's going to go to college and figure things out. So in the end, Eiko's going to start seriously focusing on her studies again.
That's great.
I plan on doing the same as well.
For your sister?
It's for nobody but myself. This time, I'm not seeking anyone's praise, and I'm not trying to show off my intelligence. I simply want to fulfill my own personal goals and dreams. For now, I didn't have a clear vision of what that meant. I was lost in life. But thanks to you, I've finally come to realize it. My dream is to become a police commissioner. That is why I need to study.
Wow. Police commissioner.
Yes, the head of police operations. It will require me to have an extensive academic background. There are too many incidents in this country that are never brought to light. That host was one. Villains who prey on the hearts of the weak with cowardly, legally questionable methods. My father risked his life trying to catch a group of those people. I will never forgive them. But I won't be able to eradicate them all on my own. Instead, I want to head an organization that will destroy the lawless and help rescue victims.
What an admirable goal. Your father would be really proud of you.
I hope so. That is the justice I aim for. I also believe it will be a continuation of my father's legacy. Honestly, it's a little strange that I found the true meaning of my studies outside of my studies. I think now I'll be able to see the world even more differently. Thank you for all your help. Must have been difficult babysitting the uptight Miss President, right?
We went through so much.
Even so, I'm glad I asked you.
You're welcome, Makoto. You're very welcome.
I am thou, thou art I. Thou hast turned a vow into a blood oath. Thy bond shall become the wings of rebellion and break the yoke of thy heart. Thou hast awakened to the ultimate secret of the priestess, granting thee infinite power.
So there we go, folks. Makoto's Confidant quest line is now complete, and now she has her second awakening, which is awesome. Not only this, but we can now, technically speaking, fuse Syllabel, the most powerful persona of the High Priestess Arcana. The reason why I said technically speaking was because we've already had that unlocked thanks to New Game Plus. Just an FYI.
I can sense it. The power within me has grown. No, it's been born anew.
So there we go. Makoto's persona Joanna has transformed into a gnat. Pretty sweet.
By the way, you can rely on me when you need it. I won't go easy on you if you hold back.
Of course.
Now then, in order to fulfill my dream, I'll need to be accepted into my first choice college. What a funny thought. Studying to become a head of police while working as a thief.
Just be careful, okay?
I will. The objective is the same after all. Exposing the evil lurking in the dark shadows. Oh, that's right. And thanks for helping me. I'll gladly assist you with your studies as well. You had best be ready.
Thanks, Makoto.
Let's go home.
So, after Makoto's persona evolves, she now gains an additional skill, Evade Psychic, which of course is her weakness. So, let's go ahead and replace Defense Master.
You're back.
Aren't you bored? I've got some time today if you want me to show you the ropes. So in other words, we can hang out with Sojiro today if we want to. Can I see you today? There's a lot I want to talk to you about. I'm so surprised. I can't wait to talk to you. I'll think about it. And we're going to be doing just that. Gonna be great. Oh, Kazui-san. I've been waiting for you. Can we talk? I want my fortune read first.
What shall we do?
Actually, you know what? I'm not going to be needing it.
Oh,
Let's go ahead and talk. Oh, sit down, sit down! I have so much to tell you! Okay, let's do it.
Yes.
Please, sit down. Excuse me. Kazooie-san, I've been looking forward to seeing you. The chairman turned himself in. It's even shown up in the news. I had no idea. It's incredible, isn't it? It all happened so suddenly, too. He confessed all of his crimes. The police came to question me after that, but they ultimately concluded I'm innocent. Awesome. Apparently, the chairman took full responsibility for the ADP and admitted that he was brainwashing all of its members. Oh, and speaking of members, some of them said they stopped using the Holy Stones because of my advice. It was all the clients you sat in with, Kazooie-san. Awesome. You know, I never saw this as a possible outcome in my readings. Not only have the fates of the ADP members improved, but even my own has begun to shift. It's almost like this curse that followed me ever since the villagers called me a monster has passed. I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
That reminds me, my readings told me I would accomplish my objective with the aid of the trickster. But I'm not sure what exactly that was supposed to mean. It's such a mystery. That aside, the ADP is finished. Nobody else will be deceived. Oh, I just realized something. Remember how I told you how the chairman knew I was a runaway? Well, I was wandering around the city with luggage at my side. Anyone could have figured that out, huh? I knew it! I know how fragile I was back then, but it's still embarrassing to think I let myself believe he was a psychic. But I guess some men are good at knowing when a woman is vulnerable. Are you one of those men, Kazooie-san? What do you mean? The truth is, there's actually something else besides the chairman that I want to talk to you about. And that would be... This is so embarrassing. Kazooie-san, are you interested in older women? Funny enough, this response is pretty important, as selecting the right answer will allow you to romance the fortune teller. If you select why do you ask, then the option becomes locked out permanently. At least until your next playthrough. So, yeah. If you're wondering if I'm gonna have Joker romance this person, that's a big fat no.
No.
Oh, it's nothing. That question was a little sudden, huh? Oh, sorry. If we have time to waste talking about nonsense like that, we have time to read fortunes, right? So essentially that response locks you into a friendship route, which is perfectly fine. So anyway, now that she's up to rank 8, we now gain the ability known as Celestial Reading. Triggers a fusion alarm, then raises alarm chances until the end of the day, which is excellent for those of you who love the grind in Mementos and are doing some serious grinding for stats and levels and things of that nature. Just saying. It's a really powerful ability. In other words, it's the most expensive reading you can get in the entire game, and I think it's like 20,000 yen per reading? But even so, it is well worth it, because it not only triggers a fusion alarm immediately in the real world, but it also raises the chances of additional alarms triggering whenever you go to Mementos. Of course, this is all applied within that single in-game day cycle. I probably butchered that horribly, but you basically get the idea. And why am I talking with my hands like I'm frickin' Shakespeare? I don't know. Even though the chairman turned himself in, there are still some things left unresolved. Most importantly, the other members of the ADP are still confused as to what exactly is going on. So, I need to set things straight. This is partially my fault after all, right? The real battle starts now. It's getting late. I should close up for today.
Goodbye.
Good night to you too. I've been doing a lot of thinking. I'm only a country bumpkin who ran from her hometown. What can I really accomplish? And then I realized something. I could have easily ran away from the chairman like I did back then. But I didn't. I stood firm, and I think that's thanks to your influence. It was your own will. Nonsense. I'm not that strong of a person. I only got this far because I had you at my side. In other words, I think this was part of our fate. I'll do my best to give them hope, the same hope you gave me. I can't turn my back on the ADP members any longer. I hope you'll keep watching over me through it all. Until next time. Yeah, it looks like my internet has stabilized since unplugging my Roku.
Hey.
Okay, 11 days left. What we got today? Looks like Shinya wants to... How are your gun skills lately? You'll get rusty if you don't keep training. I'm going to practice today at the arcade. You want to join me? That really depends. It looks like it's going to be a yes, but will he level up? Yes, he will. That's interesting. Okay. So here's what I'll do here. We are going to go to Mementos today. Why? Because I want to take care of that request for Futaba. I won't hold this operation back, I promise. Come on, let's prepare ourselves until the 18th arrives. And believe me, we're going to be doing just that. But first, let's take care of the request. Today seems like a perfect day for us to go into Mementos. Let me check our intel. This intel is on the parents of Futaba's friend, Kana. They're forced Kana to make immoral jobs just so they can pay off their debts. Excuse me. Ever since she was young, they've trampled over her life. I'm gonna crush him. I'll save Kana-chan.
Nice.
That sounds good to me, too. Alright, looks like we're all ready to do this. I've already left the calling card in our target's home. No objections, right? Alright. Unanimous decision made. Time to get to work. This is an A-rank request. One of the highest ranks in the entire game. Second only to S. So in other words, we're almost done when it comes to Mementos requests, believe it or not. Of course, we will be getting some during the third semester as well. So keep that in mind. For now, time to head into Mementos. Let us conjure our target total. We know of one currently within Mementos, yes? Let's go.
Now, let us depart.
Alright, let's get to it. Again, I want to get this done as fast as humanly possible. Just so we can continue working on Confidants and stuff of that nature.
You didn't forget anything, did you? Okay, let's begin.
Alright. So, as far as targets, I'm going to say here would be a good start. Start at the end and we'll work our way up. Sensing the target in the preceding area. Alright, let's head back. Let's try Area 9. Where to now? Okay. Alright, so it's actually pretty early on. Neat. I'm fine with this.
Starting the search.
Thanks, Futaba. You the best. And thankfully, this floor is a really simple one. Just a big, big circle. Definitely happy to see that, because it makes navigating through this whole area a lot easier. And also, a lot more fun, too. Technically speaking, I don't need to run around smashing into every enemy I see right now. And I know it seems kind of weird that I'm even doing it in the first place, but trust me, it's all part of the plan. The plan is just to gather some additional flowers in case I run into Josei again. Which, I'm not saying that I will.
Dangerous to walk around somewhere this dark. I'm so glad that Mona can turn into a car.
For you, Panther, I'll go anywhere, anytime.
Good old Morgana, am I right? Ooh! This is new. Awesome! Thank you! Time to finish this nice and quick. Okay then.
You did it, Fox.
Check. Now, let us strike.
All out attack!
There we go.
And the curtain falls.
Nicely done. Another level up. I'll take it. I'll gladly take that in a bag of chips.
Could have handled that myself.
Funny enough, because you technically kinda did. Just saying. Alright. Next. Oh, sweet. The target's on this floor. Time to get to work. And thankfully, it's literally right in front of us. Sweet. Let's go. Time to get this done. There! It's the shadow of Kana-chan's parents. Why are there so many parents who try to control their children? Don't overthink it. Let's just worry more about helping their daughter. We have to change our hearts if we want to save Futaba's friend. Let's go! Alright, let's get to it. Bad bets are at the races. Loses, decked. Bad bets at the races. Loses, decked. Why are the two of us so unlucky? It's bad luck we're poor all year round. We can't let Kana go to school. She needs to make money for us. Her sex appeal, her innocence as a young girl, whatever. She should sell it for us. Jesus, dude, you people are awful. You call yourselves parents? Kana-chan's suffering so much because of you. It's too bad, but she needs to make us money. Kana needs to make money, otherwise our family will be broken up. Get a real job, you jerks. Seriously, your daughter is not your property to do as you please. It's not our fault, it's all because we got some bad luck.
You got a problem?
Kana should just suck it up. Eventually we'll hit the jackpot. Then all of us will be happy. I knew it. These two are rotten to the core. Joker, please save Kana-chan. Oh, believe me, we're going to be doing just that. And it's going to be quite a trip. Impotent brats! I'll blow you away in one fell swoop. Keep your nose out of other people's business. Oh, really now?
You have something that's strong.
Okay, so as far as weaknesses on these enemies are concerned, this particular shadow is weak against fire, and this one I'm going to guess is weak against ice, but as far as other draining elements, this guy probably absorbs ice and this one absorbs fire, so keep that in mind. Okay, ice is not a resistance, so that's peculiar. Well, that's unfortunate.
He's in danger.
Nice. That's one down. On to the next one.
It's strong. Use anything but fire skills.
By the way, I think when it comes to these particular shadows here, I think one will revive the other if you don't take them down soon enough. But I could be wrong. Oh, nice. No! They crushed me! Damn it! I think that's what it said. Apologies for scrolling through that way too fast. And yeah, that pretty much was what it said.
I'm sorry.
We had no other choice. We were in mountains of debt. We were truly horrible parents. Then be better parents. Live honestly from now on. I know. I have to change my ways. I won't make Kana do that kind of work anymore. I'm sorry, Kana. We'll reorganize our debt. We'll be responsible for paying it back, not her. I'll quit gambling, and I'll start working. I'll pay back all that debt bit by bit. You have to. Don't hurt Kana-chan ever again. I started gambling to make some cash. Before I knew it, I forced Kana to do those shameful things. To think I used to be a father who only wanted his daughter to be able to eat nice things. You're right, dear. Before anything else, let's do our best to make Kana happy. There we go. Got ourselves another skill card. Growth 3. Thank you, Joker. I think Kana-chan's gonna be alright now. The Magario? Whatever. Magario couple seems to have had a change of heart. I should check back on Kana's situation. Which, thankfully, we should be able to figure out relatively soon. Also, let me fix this. There. That should be better. I'm glad that went well, but what should we do now? Do you want to keep exploring? No more targets in the area. Let's go back to the entrance. And we might as well take advantage of the fusion alarm while we can.
Need something?
Might as well do it while we're here, am I right? Okay, first off...
Pursue rehabilitation with
You
all
wish to
your
register
body
a
and soul.
persona.
Let's see here. Okay. Okay.
Are you certain?
Okay, then.
There
Kind of
is
surprised that we didn't really need to work too much when it comes to registering personas, and I'm okay with that, honestly. By the way, one thing worth mentioning here is when it comes to persona fusions, I'm not sure if I mentioned this yet or not, but you cannot make two of the same exact personas at the same exact time. As doing that is literally impossible. The game will not let you do it. So, as far as this guy is concerned, he has the Cursed Bloodline, decreases SP skills of Cursed skills by half. That's its default trait. As far as other skills or other traits we can bring over, let's see. Let's just give it its default. Go with that. Shock boost will work. No brainwash. That'll work.
This could bestow and next both of you to work.
Not like we're going to be using this for very long anyway. Wow. That's quite a large number of skills we're going to be changing here. Interesting. Let's change them. Ooh. This is a brand new ability altogether. Gun Amp. Although, when it comes to the roll of the draw, honestly, this was not very good. But, alas, it is what it is. Nope. Get rid of that. Heavy curse damage to one foe. Okay, glad that's done.
Always strive for more. This card.
Is this the... Perhaps this is a bit excessive.
Okay. Alright, we're almost done here when it comes to the Velvet Room for now.
We're gonna strangle him real.
As far as what we're going to be leveling up... You know what? Let's try leveling up this guy here.
You would settle for
This will arrive. Then let us begin.
Okay. That didn't quite work out as well as I wanted it to, but still, it's better than nothing. No rage. No thanks. Okay.
Is this the... This may be somewhat grisly.
Okay. I know it seems kind of weird that we're throwing around different personas and just kind of throwing things at the wall, and I'm also powering up the most powerful being in the universe. But, again, I bought the DLC, might as well use it. I mean, not really. We're not really going to be using it unless we're absolutely desperate and we're about to die. And also, it will be coming out to play, like, towards endgame anyway. So,
Hello?
yeah, figure I'd throw that out there. So overall, not a whole lot done here in Mementos today, and I'm perfectly okay with that. They still haven't caught the culprits? What are the police doing? Do your job! We're nothing but tax thieves! How long are they gonna let the phantom thieves run free? This country's done for. Someone better take responsibility. Yeah, sure. Whatever you say.
You're back. Yo.
Ooh, more Amazon Prime shipping. I'll take it.
Oh. Hey.
Alright, let's get ourselves a nice, good old fine massage from our favorite homeroom teacher. You know? The one who we're too hot for. And for those of you wondering, no, Joker is not romancing her, so don't worry about it.
Good evening.
The gold's key to victory lies in retreating. This means at times retreating is an effective strategy in order to attack with your next move. It may be good for you to remember that as well. In addition to practice, reading books about shogi is important for winning as well. I've read all my textbooks. Where can I gain knowledge that I have yet to discover? Oh, never mind. May I request a match? No level up yet. Well, that's interesting. I thought for sure she would have said, yeah, she wants to level up. But I guess that's not the case yet. That's unfortunate. Well, I guess we haven't gotten enough Confidant points for her. Not yet, anyway. Are you Kazooie-san, are you sure you're going to be okay? I can sense it just by looking at your face. The death aura is emitting a strange light. Please be careful. Funny enough, she's actually very spot on when it comes to her reading. Scarily so. So first off, let's get ourselves an affinity reading and go for Ifumi.
Here we go.
It's probably not going to be enough for a level up, and that's perfectly okay. Because we still have some Phantom Thieves postcards we can send her.
What do you think?
Yeah, as I thought, not enough. That stinks. Well, whatever, it's not the biggest deal breaker in the world.
Can I help you?
Let's see. Alright, let's send this to Hifumi. There we go. I wonder if that's enough. Probably not. No, of course not. Probably... She probably requires a lot more points in order to get her to level up in the first place. I'm not too sure. Well, I suppose that we can always hang out with someone else like Sojiro if we wanted. But... still, raising her Confidant points here may honestly be a good idea. So, let's go ahead and just do it anyway. Hang out. I probably could send her another postcard, but I only have like 2 left, and I'd rather save them for when I need them. So, let's hang out. Jinboko might have some old textbooks for Hifumi. Maybe I should invite her to Booktown. Let's do it. Indeed. That place may have knowledge that I have yet to discover.
Let's go.
Well then, let's go there right away. And I think she won't level up regardless of how many Confidant points you have around this point. Unless I'm completely missing something. But anyway, she won't level up until you take her here. I'm looking for a book that contains an analysis of a certain game of shogi. I must be ready for any opponent, no matter how strong. And to do that, I must study as much as I can. But look at all these books. It's not going to be an easy find. It's not going to be easy to find. Leave it to me. Ah, are you good at tracking things down?
Well then.
Very well. I'll rely on you. I think we'll be successful if we work together. Rather than search blindly, we should study the shelves and come up with a strategy. First, let's get an idea on how books are arranged here. Is it by title or by author? Let's take a good look around the store to fully understand the layout. We can always ask someone directly who works here. They may know something about it. I'd also like to find a book about shogi problems as well. I'll explain while we search.
I look forward to
Now then, if we approach this methodologically, or whatever, we'll find them. I appreciate your assistance. The clerk gave me a gift. It's quite a lovely ornament. Perhaps it would look nice in your room. Thank you. I feel like my bond with Hifumi will grow stronger soon. Nice.
Thank you very much.
I finally found what I was looking for. Good. So next time we hang out with her, she should level up for sure, which is excellent.
Hello?
Hey. We'll be sending the calling card on the 18th, 10 days from now. Would you like to do anything before then? I want to play. I see. You maintain your composure. I suppose you're made of sterner stuff. Very well. Our existence depends on this strategy. We'll do everything we can. And by the way, we don't really need to train for anything. In fact, we're practically over-leveled right now.
You have your notes?
Last time we were talking about how court trials work. Today, we'll be learning about... What? You're asking if the Phantom Thieves would give a trial if they get caught? Of course they would. All they would need to do is prove a link between the deaths and their activities. In short, they would be put on trial for murder. Hey, Kazooie! What's up, sir?
You know it, right?
Tell me how old you would have to be to listen in on a trial. That would be any age.
This is it. Exactly.
That's right. No age restriction for listening in on a trial. You can get on whether you're 0 or 85. Youth crimes are an exception, but it's basically open to the public, meaning you can all go attend. Well, I imagine the visitors' seats will be full if the Phantom Thieves were put on trial. Everyone is dying to know who exactly the culprits are and how they did it. Wow. Neato. However, their methods and how it connects to the murders must be proven in order to sentence them. The methods that the Phantom Thieves use far exceed human knowledge. I'd imagine in order to prove it, they'd have to catch them in the act. Believe me, I'm pretty sure something like that is brewing right now. Who knows? Alright, 10 days, or technically 12 days left. What are we doing today? Any plans to meet up? I'll be on the roof a bit more. Let me know if anything comes up. I guess we'll be hanging out with Haru today. I know I've said that earlier, but here we are. Is she gonna level up? Yes, she is. Thank God. Because, sweet Jesus, when it comes to leveling up Haru, especially at this point in the game, it's a pretty big pain in the ass. So one thing worth mentioning is, I think the last time I brought this up, when it comes to even beginning Haru's Confidant quest line, I think in the original Persona 5, you have to have maxed out proficiency. I don't remember if I brought that up last time we spoke with her, or not, but in case we did or didn't, I figure I'd throw that out there regardless. Thankfully in Persona 5 Royal, that is no longer a requirement, and you can just simply hang out with her regardless.
Good day.
Oh, Banjo-kun, hello! What are your thoughts on the flower bed? I brought it here in the hopes of doing some serious gardening. Whoa, she's so diligent! Once planted, the vegetables will be ready for harvesting in a few in-game days. The number of days needed for a vegetable to grow depends on its species. Let me know if you'd like me to grow any vegetables. What do we do today? What vegetables do you have on offer? The vegetables should grow nicely here. What do you think? So as far as items we have on offer, we have a moonlight carrot, sun tomato, earth beans, and star onions. I gotta say, these are some really powerful items at this point in the game, but again, it's just... damn. I hate how it takes forever just to grow one of these things, especially the SP items. I feel as though these take the longest. But hey, here we are. Let's grow a moonlight carrot. I hope it grows to be big. Nice, big and strong. The moonlight carrot is doing well. Should be ready on November 11th. So in other words, 3 days from now. I think without Haru's farewell gift, it would take like 5 to 6 days. I could be wrong. But regardless though, I'm looking forward to the 11th.
Thank you.
Why, thank you. My apologies, I'm quite busy taking care of the planters. It takes some time for someone as clumsy as myself. Why don't we help each other out?
Thank you.
So you'll help me? Well, if you insist. It shouldn't take too long. Wow, Banjo-kun, you're quite skilled. The soil here would be so healthy if you were here more often. Honestly, I'm surprised that my gardening can be used to our work as the Phantom Thieves. This started as just a hobby, so it's amazing to see it transform into a more practical skill. Beyond this, I've actually begun raising plants on my own at home. Coffee beans. Are you starting a farm? You're so funny, Banjo-kun. You don't actually need a farm for coffee beans. You can grow them in a garden just like normal vegetables. Though, the plot I'm using at my father's villa is large enough to turn into a farm if I so desired. Anyways, I recently discovered a joy in the taste and aroma of coffee. I used to think it was purely bitter, but now I understand the depths of its flavor. To tell you the truth, I wasn't even able to drink it before. Wow. Pardon me, I was just thinking back on the past. To be fair, I didn't drink coffee for a long time either. This wasn't until, I think around 2012, 2013, something like that, where I started drinking coffee once in a while. And obviously, as I got older, I started drinking coffee more often. And yeah, I pretty much have been drinking coffee at least 1 cup a day ever since. So yeah, gotta say, I am an adult, and I need that little boost. Can I share with you again? Sure, I'd be more than happy to. As I mentioned before, I cannot bring myself to trust any of the employees at Akumura Foods. For as long as I can remember, the company has been run by my father. Being liked by him was always very important. Some employees would even come to interrogate themselves to me. But since his passing, things have gotten unruly. Most evidently, people who started trying to use my influence as majority shareholder to oust other employees. They say they come to me out of respect, but I know that they really just want to use me. I've heard so many rumors. The worst ones are about Takakura. Yeah, Takakura? Whatever. Takakura-san, the new president. They say he was thrilled to hear my father passed. There may be truth to that, though. He's been with the company for years, but has only started being nice to me recently. He even offered to assist me with asset management. I fear he has an ulterior motive, though. He sounds suspicious. Yes, I can't help but wonder about him. He even went as far as to recommend I sell my shares the other day. He said I could make a fortune. But I realized that if I did so, he would be able to stake the Akumura name, or strike the Akumura name completely. Takakura-san must be scheming to take the company for himself. At least, it's possible. This is a complex issue. Indeed it is. None of the advice I've gotten so far has been helpful either. Everyone only speaks out of their own self-interest.
Yes.
Thank you for today, though. I feel a little better after talking to you about this. Oh, and don't worry. I'll make sure I keep myself motivated, even through these difficult times. That's good to hear. I'm glad that you're still keeping your chin up on these things. So, cool. I'm going to stay here a little while longer to check the drainage. I need to make sure these vegetables turn out as good as possible for the Phantom Thieves.
Goodbye.
Later, Haru. I'm looking forward to these vegetables. That's for sure. Oh, sorry. I wanted to ask you something. It's not terribly important, but what vegetables do you tend to like most, Banjo-kun? I might as well grow things that everyone likes eating. How about a jewel melon? I'm not sure I have seedings for that. It sounds a little too big for a planter, too. But it might be worth growing. A melon just looks so gorgeous. Maybe I'll try growing some in my garden. Thanks for sharing your preferences. I'll try my best to grow them. I hope you'll be able to keep helping me. Good night for now. Later, Haru. Until we see each other again, which will be really, really soon.
Ah, you're back.
Who are we hanging out? Looks like with EY tonight. I'm okay with this. Shall we do a test tonight? The shop's open again, so I'll be waiting. Before we do, is she gonna level up? No, she's not. That's interesting. Perhaps one thing I can do is get an affinity breeding on her.
What shall we do?
Okay, let's go for affinity reading. And you. This probably won't be enough to raise her level yet, and I'm totally okay with that. As we're going to be hanging out with someone else anyway, so no big deal. It's kind of hilarious how she has the same exact script of hanging out with, or no, reaching the feelings of someone, even if that person is the fortune teller herself. So, that's funny and kind of interesting too. Can you stop by for a bit? I need you to take care of some things here. Okay, I'm heading over now. Thanks, I'll be waiting for you. Listen, something crazy happened. What's up? I got a call from Suda. I want to tell you the details. You got some time? Sure. Let's do it.
Good.
Come to the back.
Actually,
Hey, you're exactly the person I was hoping to talk to. Suda rang me up a while back, told me to forget everything he was threatening me with. I honestly thought it was some kind of joke at first, but I ain't seen or heard from him since. You know, it almost felt like I was talking to the old Suda somehow, my sworn brother. Hey, you think a guy really can go through a drastic change that quick? I don't know. What kind of answer is that? I ain't really one to talk, but you should probably think about taking this a little more seriously, kid. Anyways, something fishy's still going down, but Suda's changing a real load off my shoulders.
that's right.
Oh, and this probably means our deal's through with, huh? I mean, your end of the bargain was delivered, Suda's away, and you did that and then some. One more thing.
Yo,
I know it kind of fired you and all, but do you think you maybe want to keep working here with me? I understand kids these days have all sorts of commitments, so I get it if the answer's gotta be no. I guess I could consider it. Don't give me that attitude. I know you want to come back. Don't go expecting me to make the job any easier for you, though, you hear? I'll be counting on you, kid. I mean, Banjo. Definitely a nice guy. I like him. Alright, he's up to rank 8 now. Pretty sweet.
good.
Alright, first order of business is taking out the trash. Come on, we gotta get rid of these prototypes. Disassemble them and wipe the prints off before we toss them, though, okay? Oh, and I'm not letting you leave until they're done. Okay. Well, that was definitely a fun little experience. That's for sure.
See ya.
Well, hey, nice work today. Thanks, EY. Hey, what's going on? About Suda. Let's keep an eye on him for a while. Seems like he was on a level, but can't be too careful. Understood. Good. If anything bad happens, it'd already be too late. I'm just gonna hang back and run the store for a while. Safer that way, and that means I'm gonna teach you all you gotta know about the business. Hope you're ready for it. Okay, I'm counting on you, Banjo. Will do. Thanks, man. The lower house disbanded. It was an internal split. Masaya Shishido, he's the only one.
Whoa!
He's the only one that can stand up for what's right. The only one who will make good on his word. That's the kind of person we need leading this nation, especially in times like these. Shido leads the United Future movement, right? He was right. if we'd taken the Phantom Thieves seriously from the start, they'd be behind bars by now. Which will come first, do you think? Reimagine regime change or the apprehension of the Phantom Thieves? Who knows? Only one way to find out. Am I right, folks? Excuse me. Including the day we gotta carry out the plan, there's only 11 days left. Time is really slipping away. What will happen to us if we fail? We won't fail. It's kind of tough to say that for sure though. Maybe, but we can't lose heart before we've done anything. If we do that, we'll just mess everything up, even the parts we can definitely succeed in. You actually said something wise for once. You wanna fight? You two get along so well. How so? That is an outrageous claim. That's what I should be saying. Come on, stop it. Let's try to keep tensions low. We're all feeling anxious. Even you, Makoto? Yes, it can't really be helped this time. That's not how I raised you. Get a hold of yourself, Ryuji. Why are you singling me out? This Ryuji's usually the first to act and jump into things. And to a fault at that. Okay. 9 days left. What's the plan for today? Have you already decided? I'm in LeBlanc, so we can meet up whenever. Let me know. Okay. Who's gonna be leveling up today? Looks like Futaba's ready to level up, which is great. And let's see, anything else? Well, one thing's for sure, I'm definitely gonna get another special bond reading. As, again, working on Confidants, you definitely want that reading no matter what. Just getting to the point where you can get that special bond reading is a journey in itself. But, thankfully, if you have not reached that point yet, you can still rely on the Phantom, the Shin Megami Tensei wiki, or the Persona wiki. I think both of them are the same exact thing. They also hold the answers to the best responses for everyone whom you're interacting with. So, there you go. Alright, Futaba. We just gotta wait for our scheduled day now. You're free, right? There's something I really want to talk to you about. It'd be awesome if you could make some time for me. Okay, sure.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go to your room then. Sure.
Hey,
So, I emailed Kana-chan, and believe it or not, she replied. We even ended up talking on the phone about elementary school. She said the only reason she got mad at me about her diary was because she was embarrassed. Apparently, she thought I would hate her if I knew about her secrets, so she ran away. I guess me and her are pretty much the same after all. Long story short, we made up. I finally apologized to her. That's incredible. Really? I'm surprised you're so excited about it, but I'm glad. Anyways, it's too far to actually visit each other, so we've been sending emails back and forth. We even made a promise recently to both go to high school next year. That's wonderful. You know, there's no way I would have been able to call her and apologize before. It's all because of you that I could do that, Banjo. You worked really hard too, you know. Yeah, I guess you're right. It's kind of embarrassing to actually hear you say it, though. Oh, I almost forgot. Kana-chan was really surprised the Phantom Thieves listened to her request. She'll never know the truth of the matter, though. I finally finished that promise. Get along with Kana-chan. This is really important, so I'm gonna say it again. You're welcome. Wait a second, I never even said it the first time. I guess that means I'll just have to say it again right now. Thank you, Banjo. Seriously. You're welcome. I can feel a strong bond of trust from Futaba. Gotta say, Futaba is too precious for this world. We must protect.
All right.
Anyway, she's up to rank 8 now. Sweet. Is it okay if I ask you for a favor real quick? I mean, I just finished a super old promise. So, can you pat me on the head? Mom used to do it when she was happy with me. Just pat, pat. Can you do it? Fine by me.
All right.
Bring it on! You did good, Futaba. That was totally different from how Mom used to do it. My heart, my face, it feels like they're on fire. Calm down, Futaba. Oh my. Are you getting turned on by me? Phew. Looks like that strange outburst is finally over. My heart's still beating real hard, but I'm totally good now. Sorry for making you worry. That's okay. I just remembered, I still have one more promise to do. Being okay without you around.
Can I really do
Is
this?
that really possible? Well, I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll find out some other day.
Excuse me.
Cute. Peace out. Alright. Hey, Banjo. Thanks for listening to what I had to say today. So I've been having a lot of fun talking with Kana-chan over the internet. We talked all the time now. We tell each other what we're doing, what our days are like. Kana-chan said she cried when I reached out to her. When I heard that, I kinda cried a little too. And now I'm getting along with Kana-chan. I'm so glad I cleared that goal. Congratulations. Thanks. It was only possible because you helped me out, though. Seriously. Anyways, I just have one more goal to clear. It's like I'm about to face the final boss. Once I beat that, it's game over. Credits roll. I hope you'll stick around until then, Banjo. Roll credits. Also, Futaba would be excellent at CinemaSins / Gaming Sins. Okay, later. Just saying.
You're back.
By the way, there is one thing I haven't mentioned yet when it comes to Akechi and his rank 8 Confidant thing. Apparently, when he throws you his glove, one thing that is interesting is that it is an unused item, and it acts as a farewell gift for him, which is rather peculiar and interesting. Why is it that it goes unused is beyond me. If I have to guess, perhaps it would make New Game Plus way more trivial than it already is. So, yeah, I guess that's the reason why that goes unused. So, that's perfectly fair. Now then, let's see what's up. The day of my exhibition match is finally here. Do you have time today? I'd like to see you beforehand. We'll see. We probably will be hanging out with her. And yeah, that is the case. Let's do it.
Good evening.
The gold's key to victory lies in retreating. That means at times retreating is an effective strategy in order to attack you with your next move. Okay. I did what I could to prepare for the exhibition match, and so... Oh, do you have some time? I'm feeling a bit anxious. Okay, sure, let's hang out.
Thank you.
After I confessed I was scorned by the media, I bet everyone wants me to lose. However, I'm not going to give them the satisfaction. I'm going to win with these very hands. Give it all you got.
Yes.
Of course. Well, it's time. I have to go to the venue. You won't be able to go inside the match room, but you can watch over the internet if you'd like.
All right.
Now, I should be going. I'm not sure why I said it like that, but whatever. It's an online broadcast of the match. The announcers are communicating or commentating on the gameplay. Is this the end of the road for the phony princess? Or phony princess? She's getting pushed back quite a bit. It's only a matter of time now. Hifumi's biting her lip. She doesn't seem to be doing so well. Oh, now that was a masterful play! Perhaps her skills are the genuine article. Oh no, that's not good! The next move will surely result in checkmate! Hifumi looks troubled as she's being pushed around the board. She hasn't made a move. I'm thinking Phony Princess real defeat as the headline for our next article. I concede. Oof. Damn. I was utterly destroyed out there. It was as if an ant had challenged an elephant. A shogi player should know her limits. It was the first time I had ever forfeited a match. I was so ashamed of myself. I didn't want to hurt the pieces any longer. You'll win next time. Also, if you're wondering what that was about, don't worry about it. That will be difficult given my current skill level. However, I'll work hard to get better. But I confess I am confused. I mean, naturally, I am disappointed that I lost. But I still feel happy, as if a demon has been purged from me. The moment I realized that victory was impossible, I felt a strange peace. What's important is what I do from this point on. I played so disgracefully in front of you. Perhaps you can just view it as an example of what not to do. And understand that there are times in which require one to forfeit with valor and grace. I feel Hifumi's trust in me growing. And now she's up to rank 9 and we gain another ability. Toyo. Decreases turn delay to 0, allowing you to instantly escape battle. So in other words, if you need to make a quick escape, in other words, like you're about to die and you get ambushed, this is extremely useful for making a tactical retreat.
Alright.
Regardless, still very handy to have in rare situations such as that. I've been thinking about this for a while. Let's make today your last lesson. What do you mean? Spending time with me has only brought you pain. Hifumi is thinking hard. I should be careful with what I say here. So, this is goodbye. So, basically, your response here will either lock you towards a friendship route, or you can have Joker romance Hifumi right here and now. As far as whom I'm gonna have Joker fall for, Hifumi's not it. Sorry, folks. I have Joker set for someone else, so I want to become stronger. The things you say sometimes, perhaps I should take a lesson from that ambitious nature of yours. If that is what you wish, then prepare yourself. Your training will be quite intensive. There may be things I can learn from you as well. I suppose this is a friendly rivalry for both of us, as irreplaceable shogi friends.
Let's go home.
So there we go. Thank you so much for today. I've been thinking this entire time about how things would have been if they kept playing shogi according to my mother's strategy. I could have enjoyed a transient empty success, but when I looked 2-3 moves ahead, I saw myself in incense hell, playing a purgatorial pirate. I don't even know, a strange form of shogi, unable to ever win or lose. I probably would have ended up hating shogi, perhaps even given up on life. That's why I can say with certainty today's loss was not a setback, but a glorious step forward. It's true, that's a great way of seeing it. And you know what they say, you learn more from your losses than your victories. Just saying. Or, you learn from defeats more than victories. Thank you. It is so encouraging to have someone who truly understands me. I'm so happy. Alright, I should go, but I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Same here, Hisumi. Same here.
Hey!
Ooh. Alright, time to read on some new books that we got. And like I said, these will require 2 sessions to read, so what I would recommend you do is once you pick up all these books, I would divide each of these into a single session each. So read the first 2, then move on to the next book, and so on and so forth, until you successfully read all the books at once. Just so you can properly manage all the books in one... not necessarily in one sitting, but multiple sittings, if you know what I mean. So, let's go ahead and read this. The Epic of a Tireless Seeker of Wisdom may impart knowledge upon the reader. Cool. I became a demon to find my own path. Stories about great people from the past, huh? I'm just a little suspicious on how true they are. I wonder if this is supposed to be a reference to an old Shin Megami Tensei game, like Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne or something like that. I'm not sure. The desire for knowledge leads to an unexpected end. Seems like you'll be getting through that book quickly. That guide on speed reading really helped. Well, how far did you get? About 75% of the way through. Seems like you still have some pages left. We should continue some other time. Oh, we're almost at the station. I'd say that was an effective use of your time. I definitely agree with you there. That's for sure. Why are you looking at me like that? I'm not sleep deprived because I want to be, you know. My neighbors have been careless lately on garbage day. The crows were calling away this morning. Those trash nets the city makes us use only keep them away at the start. Crows are quick learners. On that note, do you know how to write the kanji for crow? The character for bird and crow look very similar, but the latter has one fewer line. What do you think, Kazooie-kun? Isn't it easy to confuse with bird?
Do you know the answer?
The line of the character for bird has a line that the character for crow doesn't. It represents the eye, but do you know what it's missing in the character for crow? That would be because crow's eyes are hard to see. Thank you, Internet.
Way to go!
That's right! Crows are black-feathered, of course, so it's hard to spot their black eyes. But crows actually have great vision. They can even see UV rays, apparently. Wow, that's actually kind of interesting. Reminds me a bit of how an eagle's eyesight is some of the best in the animal kingdom. By the way, one reading of a different crow kanji is ga, to imitate the sound of its calling. The character for pigeon is the same. It's based on the bird's coo, leading to the ku pronunciation. Crows are pretty smart, so you'd better study enough so that you don't lose to them. Crows are scary, let me tell you. When your eyes meet, they start flapping and... I know what you mean. I mean, you're a cat in this world. So that would only make sense.
Hey,
Alright, 8 days left. What we got today? Looks like we're hanging out with Shinya at the arcade. I'm cool with this. And Futaba looks like she's ready to level up, which is great. Alright. Definitely happy to see this. By the way, I'm not too sure if we'll be able to head into Sai's Palace again in this session or not. We'll definitely have to wait and see how things play out first. If I have to guess, it's going to be a yes. At least that's my optimism speaking here. And if that's not the case, then there's always the next session. Regardless, though, we'll definitely see how things go first and foremost. Looks like we have a new prize on offer. A crane game, huh? Prize is Lexi. Let's play. God damn it. Gotta love them gacha games, am I right? All done.
Nice going.
I got a Phantom Thief strap this time from the capsule toy machine in the back alley. It costs 500 yen each try, so I can only play once in a while. I think I want to keep today's training short. Is that okay? Sure, that's no problem.
Hey.
After our training, I want to talk about the rumors surrounding Takakuma. Sure.
Hey.
I can't stop thinking about my battle with Takakuma. I mean, I couldn't do anything to him. There's just no way. It was pretty weird. Right? I knew you would understand. I've been practicing a lot after all. I heard rumors about Takakuma. People say he uses cheat armor. You know what that is, right? He totally broke the rules by equipping it. I bet that's why my usual shots didn't work against him. That has to be the reason. Can you explain to me what cheat armor is? Because it sounds OP as crap. And I wonder if Atlus would sell it for like $10.99 or something. Now that I say that, I think they did just that. Got him. Yeah, apologies for the voice crack. But next time we play, I'm definitely gonna demolish him. I'm sure you can do it. Yep, even the Phantom Thieves had a comeback victory against Medjit. I'm gonna win next time, just watch.
Hey.
The thing is, I told my mom about what happened with Takakuma, but... What? She didn't really care. All she said was, okay. Damn it, gotta love the power of the frickin' sun. Alright, looks like it's time for me to fix my frickin' camera again. Hopefully this won't take too long to figure out. Go with exposure, lower that down. That's a bit... Okay, that's fine. I'll go with it. Again, apologies if I look like I'm the frickin' darkness, but whatever. It's probably because I lost. She doesn't like kids who lose. My mom once told me that. We need to be strong because it's just the two of us. She said no one helps the weak. They just get preyed on. That's why I want to get stronger. Strong enough that we won't get preyed on. Strong enough that we'd be the predators. That's exactly who the Phantom Thieves are. The strongest. Who can prey on anyone. Once I become the strongest, my mom will be able to count on me. The only way I can win is through games. That's why I can't lose. What should I do about Takakuma's armor? The strategy I used last time didn't work. You need a new strategy. Of course! I'm definitely gonna win next time. Thanks. You're kind of a little like a big brother to me. I can talk to you about anything. I heard that that's what it's like to have a sibling. I feel Shinya's brotherly affection. Neat. So anyway, upon getting him up to rank 5, we get laced bullets. Increase the success rate of an ailment-inflicting gunshot. Which we've already had, thanks to his farewell gift, but it is what it is. Takakuma better watch out. Crap! Look at the time! I gotta go! Alright, well, see you later, kid. Nice hanging out with you again.
Later.
Later, Shinya. We'll hang out again real soon. You can count on it, buddy. Oh, Kazui-san. I appreciate your input on that issue today. I sound like a grown-up, huh? Yeah, my mom says that a lot of her my mom says that a lot on her conference calls. That Takakuma, even thinking about him pisses me off. I'll beat him next time for sure. But since he might be cheating, normal training isn't going to cut it. I gotta think of a new strategy by the next time I challenge him. I'll be cheering you on. Thanks. I feel like I'm right on the edge of a good idea. Once I figure everything out, you should come train with me. I gotta be the best or else my mom won't. Well, I'll definitely win next time. See ya. I'm looking forward to seeing what this new strategy is. I'm sure it'll be something fantastic.
You're back.
Okay, who are we hanging out with tonight? I guess the fortune teller. I'm okay with this. Hang on. The tower card has grown dark. Did you experience some sort of change at a high altitude? If any place comes to mind, please let me know. Now, take a seat. Okay, no level up yet. But we can still hang out with her anyway. Let's just do it. Let's invite her to the Sky Tree. The Sky Tree? It sounds like a nice place.
Let's go.
Oh, what a beautiful sight! The skyscrapers are now under our feet. Doesn't that give you a sense of superiority? Such a delicious thrill. For some reason, when you say it like that, it makes you sound like a villain. When I'm at street level, all the tall buildings make me feel like Tokyo is a prison. But when I look down from here, it's surprisingly huge. I forget how big it actually is. All the members are still trapped in their tiny world. That's why I need to help them realize that there are more important things than destiny. And since I realize that, I have to be the one to help them. Okay, I have to do something. But for now, I'm going to immerse myself in the feeling of being a ruler of this city. And I'll do so by your side.
Here.
I had a great time today. This is to say thanks for always encouraging me. May the light guide you. Aw, thank you for the Sky Tree lamp. Maybe there's a way to make her have a good time. Okay, let's see. Considering her, I feel like she'd be delighted to receive something that's the latest trend. As far as what that item is, I do have a pretty good idea, but just to be safe, I'm gonna look it up anyway. So this won't take too long. Okay, we go gifts, and look at Persona 5 Royal. And just to check her name. Here we go. So let's see. Looks like a good gift to give her would be a star mirror, if I have that. Let's see. Do I have something like that? Aha! Here we go. Perfect. Where did you find this hand mirror? Despite its adorable appearance, I can sense such power from it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll use it well. Awesome. Glad that's taken care of. I feel like I really captured her heart. And our bond will grow stronger soon. Sweet. Okay, let's return to the city. Okay, what's next on the agenda?
Hi, everyone.
Let's get started with class. How far did we go last time?
Well,
Is this on? Miss Churno, please come to the faculty office at once.
what's going on?
What could this be? I'm off to the faculty office, so make sure you study on your own. Okay, cool.
What do you want to do?
Let's go ahead and read some more. And we might as well finish up the heroic revelations. My god, I can't read today. Humans experience sorrow when they fail to reach omniscience. Or omniscience? Whatever. Stories about how great people from the past, huh? Okay. I wonder if I can readjust my camera now so I don't look like a frickin' ghost. Ugh. Excuse me. Yes, I can. Great. Hopefully the sun won't be too OP right now, but we'll see. You looked a bit crazy studying so hard. In any case, I'm sure you gained a lot of wisdom from reading about historical figures. So in other words, I think these are guaranteed to grant you the max amount of points for their respective categories for your social stats. So, that's pretty neat.
Damn it.
What could that have been about? Well, let's resume class.
Yep.
Okay. That was a good use of our time, that's for sure.
Hey,
Alright, 7 days left. What's up, Haru? Have you decided what the plan is for today? Let me know if we're meeting up. I'll be on the roof for a while tending to the garden. Speaking of the garden, I think she's going to level up. Yeah, she is. So, not only this, but our vegetables should be ready too. Okay, I'm here for the vegetables. The ones have done enough growing, so we can harvest them now. Even if you wait additional days for the vegetables, you still get the same amount no matter what. So in other words, whatever we've grown, we only get one. There we go. Actually, two. Alright, never mind. Alrighty then. I guess we'll be hanging out with Haru after all, so that is fantastic. But first, before we do anything, once again, we will be getting ourselves yet another fortune reading.
welcome.
And of course, I will be getting more presents. At least one more present. You never know. I may need to get something like this again.
What shall we do?
First off, special bond reading, and let's have our fortune read.
Here we go.
By the way, one other really useful thing to do when it comes to the celestial reading is, if you're planning on using the advanced fusion system, then using a celestial reading to execute that, honestly, is not a bad idea. It is well worth it, that is for sure. Even so, just saying. Alright, let's head back to Haru and hang out with her. After we plant some more vegetables, of course. I probably should have done this earlier, but oh well. Let's plant the sun tomatoes next. Or sun tomatoes, depending on where you're from. Okay, as far as when these will be ready, they'll be ready on the 16th. Cool. Great.
Thank you.
The vegetables in the planter are doing well. I could show them to you if you'd like. That sounds good to me.
Thank you.
Oh, so you'll take a look? Thank you. It really helps. Okay. Soil is quite a mysterious thing. Within its gentle care, even a tiny seed can awaken, spread its roots, and grow up towards the sun. It's almost like a mother. Perhaps that aspect is why I find this place so comforting. You know, I haven't done any actual gardening myself in a very long time. It's been... God, how many years? Maybe even a few decades. Even so. Interesting. You know, I only started taking care of these planters because one of my teachers asked me to. I was hesitant at first, but I liked it so much that I kept them long past the original request. I started mixing my own fertilizer, adjust soil ratios. Now I raise these plants in complete secret. But Banjo-kun, I'm worried about what the school might do if they found out about this. It'll be okay, I promise. You're so dependable. In that case, we can be partners in crime. Honestly, Banjo-kun, I really enjoy the time we spend together. It's so different from how I feel when I'm around him. You mean your arranged boyfriend who is also deranged? Oh, sorry, I meant my fiancé. That reminds me though, I wanted to ask your advice about him. This whole arrangement began when my father first introduced us, around the winter of my second year in high school. I was told we were just meeting his friend for dinner, but then he said that friend was to be my fiancé. It was surprising, but I suppose I had always known I would someday be married off to I would be married off for political gain. So I accepted, and that was the start of our relationship. Oh, but, no relationship stuff happened, just to be clear. Anyway, I was never exactly fond of him to begin with, but now he has grown far worse. Recently, he's been suggesting we go on an early honeymoon together to celebrate our coming marriage. I can't even stand to look at him, though, let alone spend any actual prolonged time together. So, what can I say to decline his offer? I don't want to go with you. That would be the answer. Right. I suppose it would be best to simply be clear about it. As you know, my father passed away before he could fulfill his promise to rescind the marriage proposal. So any conversation about putting a halt to the marriage will have to come from me. To tell the truth, I've already mentioned it to my fiancé. But he refused to listen to a single word I have to say. Apparently he's even been telling the employees at Akumura Foods about the contract he made with my father. How the company would have to pay extreme reparations if it got called off for any reason. I just don't know how to handle this. I can postpone while I'm still in high school, but after that... Thinking about it now, it seems my father's death has turned out to be quite favorable for my fiancé. After all, he's now engaged to the majority shareholder of a massive company. I suppose, in the end, all he really cares about is his own personal gain. But that's not what a relationship is supposed to be built on. It should be something more. Something like a love so intense that just seeing the other person makes your chest tighten up.
I'm not so sure.
Hey, have you ever experienced that? Not yet. I guess we're both in the same position then. But there's no spark like that with my fiancé. Spending time with them is almost like some kind of training.
Yes,
Still, any hardship I go through now will surely help the Phantom Thieves eventually. I'll get through this. I can sense an earnest resolve from Haru. And I know she'll get through this, one way or another. She's one tough cookie. That much is certain. So anyway, she now knows follow-up, which is pretty sweet.
All right.
Oh, it's getting late. I should probably get back to my gardening. Well, I think I'll be staying here a little while longer.
Goodbye.
See you later. Later, Haru. Sorry for the sudden call. You remember we talked about my fiancé? He won't stop asking me to spend the weekend with him. My excuse was that my friend was calling me, so here I am, away from him. Smart response. I've never done anything like that before. My heart was pounding. He's been getting more and more persistent. At this rate, I don't know how long I can play along. But hearing your voice calmed me down a bit. Thanks for listening to me. I'll let you go for now. See you later. Later, Haru. I'm sure things will work out. Not between you and your supposed fiancé, but with you for sure. Why haven't they been arrested? What is the government doing? Arrest those Phantom Thieves already! Shouldn't the Diet really be dissolving at a time like this? Shouldn't the safety of the citizens be top priority? How are we supposed to feel safe? You'd be surprised of what the government will try to do to manipulate the people in more ways than one. Just saying. Looks like we can hang out with Kawakami tonight, but can we hang out with anyone else? No, and it looks like that is a no. Well, dang, that sucks. Well then, I guess since we can't really do much of anything else at the moment, we might as well go and play a game of darts. Finish up working on Akechi's baton pass rank. I had to think of that for a minute.
Welcome.
This isn't going to be easy, but we can definitely get it done. So let's play darts.
What do you want to do?
And we're going to hang out with Akechi.
Thank you.
Once again, he is going to be challenging us to 701. So let's use our own dart set and get to work. Okay then, let's begin our team game. Okay then, shall we? I'm all prepared on my end. Alright, let's play 701. I trust you don't have a problem with that? Alright, let's play the game.
Well,
You can go first. So again, when it comes to Akechi and his baton pass rank, just go for bullseyes. Seriously. Just do it. Bullseyes are just going to be the way to go here. You get a nice big target to aim at, and it's really easy to hit. There we go.
all right.
So I'm up next.
I'll give it a try.
Alright, Akechi. Hit the triple bullseye for me, buddy. Although it would be pretty sweet if he hit a triple 60, but he's not programmed to do that. Nice. By the way, one thing worth mentioning is you can't miss high-value targets, like, at all. Ugh.
Do your best.
Excuse me. If you miss a high-value target, then your ass is all but grass.
I see.
I thought I missed. Holy crap. Here we go. Next.
Speaking of which,
So, this will be my final round. Good luck, Akechi. I'm counting on you. Nice. Alright. 101 left. This'll be easy.
let us leave it at that then.
Well, it's all up to you now. Best of luck to you.
Do your best.
Okay, let's get to it. Final round. Okay. Triple 17. That worked. Excellent. Finish master out and high out. Sweet.
This is amazing.
That's a finish at 0 points. Playing darts in a pair isn't so bad. There we go. Maxed out his baton pass rank. And that is pretty much everyone, with the exception of one more party member, which we'll get much later in the game, like towards the very end, during the 3rd semester. I am dead serious. I'm calling it a day.
What did you say?
Huh? But I was all raring to go. Oh well, I'm sure you got a lot to think about. We'll play next time. And besides, there's really no point in doing so anyway.
This is good.
Okay. Definitely good to see this, that's for sure.
It was rather exciting.
That should do it for now.
Oh yeah. That was definitely a good use of our time. Now then, on to the next day.
Hiya.
Hey! We're sending the calling card on the 18th, so we have less than a week left now. I'm getting nervous. I know how you feel.
Really?
You too, Banjo? That's surprising. Still, this time is different than usual, having a set date to send the calling card and all. This mission will determine our fate. We have to succeed, no matter what. It's true. So now that we have about a week left to get through this, it's gonna be quite stressful. Do you like hearing your own voice? Have you ever heard a recording of your own voice? Were you surprised? Oh, believe me, I have, and when I first did Let's Plays myself, it was very surprising for me. Honestly, I did not like my own voice. But thankfully, over time, I have gotten a lot better when it comes to speaking like this. I'm still not perfect, but still, a lot better than I was at the start, that's for sure. That's because when you hear your voice normally, you hear it through your bones. The voice you hear in a recording that makes you feel uncomfortable is unmistakably your own voice. Now then, Kazooie-kun, what's up? Has hearing someone's voice over the phone ever felt strange to you?
Do you know the
I
answer?
wonder, do you know why voices sound so different over the phone? It would be because the voice is, this. Answer 2. Thank you, Internet.
Well done.
That's correct. I'm surprised you knew the answer. The sound is, sympathetic. It's practically not even her voice anymore. To transmit data, cell phones use a certain way of encoding your voice into digital information. And when your phone has to use that data to resemble a voice, it can only do so much. Very true, and funny enough, that is a pretty major plot point in Dr. Stone Season 2, believe it or not. I'm just saying, great anime, definitely worth a watch. Looking forward to Season 3. AKA the continuation of Dr. Stone. Oh, you think you'd be able to tell if you were hearing a computer talking? As long as the tone and the iteration match, the listener's brain fills in any other differences. Most of our communication is based on assumptions.
I
Yeah, my voice just sounds like meows to people who don't know me. Jeez, assumptions are dangerous. It's true, but they can also be quite handy and helpful if it's used correctly, which is rare.
Hey,
Alright, 6 days left. Who are we hanging out with today? Practice is the only way you'll ever manage to get better. Let's practice hard today. You're going to come, right? That depends. What are we gonna do today? Okay. I guess we'll be hanging out with Shinya. But first, let's see. Futaba, yep, she'll level up. Great. Just want to make sure that we're still good when it comes to affinities and things of that nature. You never know. We may run into a roadblock where we have to get some affinity readings. You know what I mean?
what shall we do?
Another special bond reading, please. Alright then. After this, we'll definitely be hanging out with Shinya. That is for sure.
What do you think?
I got a Phantom Thief strap this time. Okay. You and I both have to get stronger, and to do that, we gotta practice. So let's train hard today. Okay, let's do it. Alright. We'll have a thorough training session today. Looking forward to it.
All right.
You ready? The games are on me today, so just be sure to keep up. Do you have enough? Don't worry, I have lots of money on me today. Now, let's get to it. Get into your stance.
Come on, man.
No, too slow. Shinya is playing erratically. Hey! Give him his money back. What the? Just ignore them. What's going on here? Oda! You took his lunch money, didn't you? He forced you into a battle, right? Yeah. And when I lost, he told me I owed him money. Who do you think you are? The king. Huh?
Wrong.
I didn't take it. I earned it. That money is for my war fund, to help get me stronger. What the hell does that mean? You're crazy, just like your mom. I heard your mom was being weird at a restaurant the other day, too. A waiter called her leaving without paying, and she said that she just forgot. She even snapped at the manager and told him his employees need to be better trained. Shut up. Your mom says that my mom says your mom is a bully. And you're just like her.
You bastard.
Shut up! I'm the strongest, the best, the king! If you want your money back, you have to beat me. He's not making any sense. Somehow, some way, you're gonna pay us back. The only thing you're good at is playing games. Huh? You're just like the bad guy in a movie. I hope the Phantom Thieves get you. Sheesh.
No way.
A bad guy? Me? Really? Even though I'm strong? Not a bad guy, am I? You should return the money. But I won. I'm the stronger one. So how am I the bad guy? I guess I already knew that. I felt bad, even when I was winning. I won't do it again. I don't want to be a bad guy. I believe in you.
Yeah.
Thanks. Hey, do you hate me now? Not at all. Really? Like, really, you don't? Oh, that's great. I don't want you to hate me too. The Phantom Thieves are strong because they defeat strong enemies, right? Beating up on weak opponents, that's bullying. That's what bad guys do. I was wrong. Thanks, Kazooie-san. I wouldn't have realized this on my own. Well, it's good to see that he finally reflected on his actions, and yeah, now he feels bad. Good! Now, hopefully he'll return the money and make up to those kids. Anywho, now he's up to rank 6 and we got Cheap Shot. Allows you to use down shot 3 times per infiltration, which again, we've already had thanks to his farewell gift, but I'm gonna head home now. I need to think about what I did. Good. I'm glad that we had this little talk, buddy.
Bye.
I'll see you later. Bye! I'm so glad you picked up. Hey, Kazooie-san, where did I go wrong? I just wanted to be strong like the Phantom Thieves, but somehow I turned into a bad guy without even noticing. The more I thought about everything, the more scared I got. Kazooie-san, are you sure you aren't gonna hate me? Of course I won't. Really? Pinky promise? Thank you. I won't make the same mistake ever again. Phew, I feel a little better after talking to you. Thanks, Kazooie. I don't know what I'd do without you. Okay, I'm gonna hang up now. See you at the arcade. Later, dude. Again, I hope he returns the money to those kids eventually. One way or another. Or at least he does something else to make up to them. All that there's left is to wait for the deadline. I'm having trouble keeping still. Everyone seems so anxious. I can certainly understand given the stakes involved, but perhaps we could all go play billiards for a change of pace. It seems an invitation worth extending to the team.
What are your thoughts?
Haru's right. Maybe we should go play billiards to relax a little bit. No, we're not going to be doing that. There's no need to. I got some work here for you at the shop. Stop by if you can. I'm unsatisfied. I feel somewhat unsatisfied playing on my own. Since I'm at the church, may I ask you for a match? Let's see. We may actually do just that. Since, according to the Thief's Net, it's better to hang out with, Kawakami, which we've already maxed out quite some time ago. But, even so. See, EY is not ready to level up yet. Neither is Hifumi, which is peculiar, and also kinda dumb. Oh well. Well, one thing I can do is get an affinity reading on both of them. So let's get a fortune telling.
What shall we do?
And affinity reading. And I'm gonna do it for EY. I don't think I can get the same exact rating for a different person. As cool as that would be, I don't think that's how it works, because I think she mentions that that is a bad omen to do something like that, even if it is for a different person altogether.
What shall we do?
Yeah, as I thought.
What shall we do?
Looks like EY's ready to level up. Excellent. Gotta love that, reading, am I right? Thanks. I'll be waiting for you here at the shop. Excellent. That's what I like to see. It's getting crazy out there with all those incidents happening. Well, it'd make my job easier if the cops have their attention elsewhere, you know. So you're here because you saw my message, right? Remember what I said? Yeah, I do actually. Let's talk about it. Time for you to do some work around the shop, Mr. Gun Enthusiast. Sure thing.
Hey,
Be careful with this gun. If anyone's interested in buying it, let me know right away. This thing's an antique. I'm not gonna sell it to anyone less than a real gun expert. Oh, and about Suda. I heard he's got excommunicated from the clan. Apparently his boss found out what happened. Serves him right, huh? Are you sure he's still alive?
Yeah.
Think so. Pretty big relief assuming it's true. I mean, sure, that bastard's pissed me off, but I never once wished he'd up and die on me. This whole thing's been real crazy, though. I mean, Suda used to be the role model for upholding the code. I guess this is what he meant when he said times are changing. Hello? Hello? Oh, it's you. If you want to talk about Suda.
Huh?
Wait, what? The hell are you doing?
Hey.
You motherfucker! Hey, hold on! Damn it! That bastard Masa's abducted Karu! Will Karu be okay? He damn better well be, or else Masa's a dead man! God, that piece of shit! He knew about Suda's failure the whole time. I bet he was just waiting for a chance like this. We should hurry. Right. They're over at Seaside Park. I'll grab the key and lock up.
Shit.
Come on, let's go. We better get moving, otherwise things can go south incredibly quickly.
Hey.
Let Karu go! Take it easy, Mune-san. All I did was give him a friendly roll home for cram school from cram school. Ain't that right, Karu-kun? Dad, I'm sorry. He said he has some stuff to tell me about you. Then he... Karu. Man, this he's just a great kid. What are your goals here? Cut the bullshit. And what are you, Mune-san's little errand boy? Wait, I remember you. You're that weirdo from the diner. I said let Karu go. Fuck off. I heard you the first time. So, what are you gonna make me do? Great question. You know those modded guns you were gonna give to Suda? It'd be nice to get my hands on them. There's a lenient, lieutenant spot open now that Suda's gone, and I still need to prove my worth before I can get it. And you're gonna help me do just that. Sorry, Masa, but you're gonna have a shitty time. We just broke them all down. There's nothing left. You think that's gonna disillude me? You know, I know everything about Karuku's situation. What? My situation? Dad, what does he mean? Don't you remember what I told you in the car, Karu-kun? About your dad? About what he thinks of you? Right. I'm just a burden, aren't I? That's it, isn't it? Tell me, Dad. I can handle the truth. That ain't true. I'm trying to protect you, Karu. Hey, this family bullshit is real touching and all, but we're supposed to be negotiating here, remember? Why don't we start with a delivery date? The sooner the better in my book.
Shit.
God damn it. Oh, don't give me that shit. None of this would be happening if you didn't go and take that brat in. I knew it. Everything really is my fault. Karu. Tell him the truth. You need to trust in your son. Anjo. Hey, what are you two chatting about over there?
Yo.
Karu, listen. There's something I've been keeping from you for a while now, and you're probably not gonna like it. Truth is, your real parents didn't die in a car crash. You were abandoned by your mother when you were still a baby. That's why I took you in. Believe it or not, I was actually part of the Yakuza back then. Huh? Oh man, I can't believe you really freaking told him, Mune-san. He's not lying, Karu-kun. From what I heard, your mom tried to sell you to us just so she can get her hands on some easy drug money. Sell me? Yup. Then when Mune's son here wasn't buying, she just dumped you and ran. And that's how you ended up with a Yakuza dad. Pretty crazy, huh? Well, that's a relief. I've been trying to hold that in all day long. I couldn't wait to see the look in your face when you found out. Man, this is hilarious. Boo freaking hoo, how sad. Enough. All of that might be true, but it's in the past now. I'm not a child anymore, and I'd never let a stupid secret like that get to me. Huh? So what if my mom dumped me, or if my dad was part of the Yakuza? We may not be related by blood, but we're connected by the gecko. So you know what? I don't care what you have to say about us. It's me and Mushida EY. It's me. I'm me, and Musha EY is my dad. Attaboy, Karu. Listen, Masa, let's put an end to this right here, right now. We can start fresh. You seriously still don't get it, do you? Karu-kuns, no, Masa, you're the one who doesn't get it. You're really fucked up this time.
Oh?
Suda! Suda? I mean, sir! Don't give me that. I know you ratted me out to the boss. You never have been good at keeping your mouth shut. No, it wasn't me. Uh-huh. And what do you think you're doing waving that knife around, huh? I'm sorry. Your kid's got guts, Mune. Like father, like son, huh?
Yo.
Looks like it, so what now? Well, I'll start by making this idiot repay his debt. I haven't thought much about what comes after. All I really know is, this is where we say goodbye, Mune. Take care, brother. Let's go. Are you okay, Karu? Yeah, I was a little afraid, but it's all better now. Honestly, I'm surprised you stayed calm through all that. Guess you've matured quicker than I even realized. Karu's really strong-willed, you know. Sure is. I never would have been able to say all that shit he did. You know, I've been so busy making sure he doesn't end up like me that I forgot to see who he's actually becoming. I can't believe I've only just realized this now. And it's all thanks to you, kid. I appreciate it. For real. So there we go. Now EY's up to rank 9. Excellent.
Alright.
Awesome to see. Hey, all this excitement made me super hungry. Why don't we go back to that diner? You seriously eat on a whole nother level. You might even end up taller than me someday.
Let's go.
Come on, let's head over there. Let's go. Sounds good to me. The three of us enjoyed a peaceful dinner together. Gotta say, that's actually pretty damn good. Yo, it's me. Sorry for that whole mess back there. I'm glad Karu's safe and all, but man, he ended up with a hell of an appetite after that. Sure was something connected by the gecko, huh? The kid must have grown into a man while I wasn't looking. Like father, like son. Nah, I'm not worthy of a son like him. He didn't get any of that integrity from me, that's for sure. Ugh, after going out to eat with you guys, I could barely move, too stuffed. But somehow, it's the best feeling in the whole damn world. Thanks, Banjo. You did some great work. Ha! You got me saying all this sappy shit. Downright embarrassing. I gotta go get some air, cool down a little. Alright, later. Later, EY. Let's hang out again real soon. Now then, on to to the 13th. Only 1 week remaining. Yeah, that's how much time we got to nab that treasure. There's that, but it's also how much longer we'll have to stay as Phantom Thieves. Yeah. Now that you mention that, it is quite an odd feeling. I've been trying to avoid thinking about that until the time actually comes. Did you remember, Banjo? Let's just do our best. That's not really an answer to my question, but it's good motivation. Excuse me. Well, I guess all we can do now is do this shit like we always do. Yeah, for Makoto's sister. Thank you, everyone.
Hey,
How many days left until we send the calling card? 5? Well, make sure you're ready for it.
well then.
Alright. So, let's go ahead and decorate our room. First off, let's put up the king piece.
Wow.
That's the king piece used in shogi, right? It's so huge! I know they say bigger is better, but I wonder if that's really true. I mean, I'm so... Did you still want to keep decorating? Yeah. It does look quite distinguished. What do you think? I'll leave it there. I guess I already had it up. Let's put up the sky tree lamp. Sky tree lamp, huh? That must bring back memories of Asakuna. Well, Kusa, whatever. I can't read Japanese names worth a damn. Okay. Leave that there. Looks like a mascot character for a security company. Moon and Sun. I guess it means they're ready 24/7. Alright, next, let's put up the Lex doll. Its proportions are kind of messed up. It's hard to say whether it's cute or ugly. Why not both? Alright, we're done here. So, one thing worth mentioning here is, if you're playing the original Persona 5 and you're working on grinding levels, this is the absolute best time to go into Mementos and grind the Reaper. Because when you fight the Reaper during flu season, there's a chance that he, and really any enemy you encounter for that matter, will be inflicted with despair. And if the Reaper is inflicted with despair, then the Reaper will just succumb to that particular despair and will die eventually. However, in Persona 5 Royal, that exploit has been fixed, and now you have to fight him legitimately. And I'm saying that in air quotes here, just because New Game Plus is a thing, and really, you should save the Reaper for New Game Plus runs anyway. So, let's see. Ultimate Spray, 5 cleaning sprays, 5 quick sprays. Okay. I know what I'm getting. Alright, what are we gonna do today? Looks like we're gonna be hanging out with Futaba. I'm cool with this. Anyone else needs to work on leveling up? Looks like that is a no. And I'm okay with that. Alright, before we hang out with Futaba, once again we are going to get another special Bond reading, just so that way we're more than ready to go. Everyone seems to be wearing masks. Is it meant to stave off the flu? Catching a cold is sometimes just fate, you know. Well then, shall we read your fortune in detail? There could be something more going on when it comes to people wearing masks, especially in today's climate, if you know what I mean. Let's just say it involves, the name of this is essentially a real-life Resident Evil movie, but it's named after a beer. And we're just gonna leave it at that.
What do you think?
Alright, Futaba, let's hang out.
Yo,
We just gotta wait for our scheduled day now. You have some time? I think I want to talk. Okay, sure.
Alright.
Let's do it in your room. And if you're thinking what I'm thinking, then grow up. Kana-chan and I have been sending tons of emails back and forth lately. She said she wants to go back to school next year, but she might not have the money. As for me, I'm gonna go back. You've really matured. I think I've gained like 50 levels in the past few months, and it's all because of you, Banjo. And I mean, sure, I hated elementary school, but I met Kana-chan there, so maybe it wasn't all bad. The same goes for high school. Even if I hate it, I know something positive will come from it. Speaking from experience, I know exactly what you mean. But I still have to do the last item on my promise list. Being okay without you around. Honestly, I've been feeling kinda weird lately. My heart's been beating real fast when we're together. Then, even when we're apart, I can't stop thinking about you. Are you okay, Futaba? Not at all. I'm more like no-K. But then again, I feel good too. By the way, can I ask you a favor? It's a pretty big one. Can we skip that last promise? No way. You demon. I know you're only being strict because it'll help me, but I just can't be okay without you around. Life doesn't feel the same when you're not with me. I mean, not that, but I don't know. Banjo, you're always so nice to me, kind of like Sojiro is. That makes sense for him, though. I mean, he's basically my dad. But you don't have a reason like that, so why are you so nice? Oh, I just thought of a possibility. Am I, the only one you treat like this? I should choose my words carefully. So in other words, there's a chance we're gonna romance Futaba here. Why, Banjo? And yeah, depending on your response here, you can have Joker romance Futaba. And originally, before I started this playthrough, that was my plan. I was originally planning on having a Joker fall for Futaba in this playthrough. But I changed my mind just shortly after the playthrough began. So, yeah. Sorry, Futaba. Not this time. Perhaps in my next playthrough, but not this time. Teammates. Right. Of course, teammates would want to be nice to each other. It's so obvious. That's gotta be why my heart's always pounding so much. It knows how much I care about my teammates, and you, Banjo, my key item. From now on, I'm gonna devote every fiber of my being into supporting you guys. That's good to see. So now she is up to rank 9 and knows emergency shift. Chance to swap current chance to swap current party with backups when 2 or more people are KO'd. So if you're out of revival items, there's a chance that Futaba will immediately switch those people out, which is pretty damn handy to have. I never had this happen, but it's still a very good ability to have regardless. You never know. It's gonna be great. Up high. Oh, teammate, my teammate! Banjo joined Futaba's party. Futaba is beaming at Banjo. Futaba attacks. Fatal damage to Banjo. Doo! Wait a second. That's not what teammates are supposed to do.
Bye now.
Laters! I walked Futaba home. Neat. That was definitely fun. Hey, Banjo. There's something I want to ask you about. When we talked earlier today, you said I'm your teammate, but that's, kind of vague, right? Could you get specific? What kind of teammate am I to you? A true friend. There it is! Top tier of the friend rank. Ooh, a kindred spirit. I don't know what, I don't know, I didn't know I was that important to you. Good thing I'm your teammate. We got something special, you know. Like, no matter how far apart we are, our hearts will always be connected. Looks like Futaba's been playing a little too much Kingdom Hearts lately. Wait, no matter how far apart? So that means... Oh, sorry, I completely spaced out. But yeah, we're gonna be really great teammates. Anyhow, time to make like a tree.
You're back.
Alright, let's see what we got this time. Would you like to go see a movie right now? We have about a week left, so why don't we take a break? There's a thriller that's out called Potchsaw. What do you think, if you can handle that kind of stuff, that is? No thanks. I have an update about the ADP. Can I see you? I want to tell you about it. I want to tell you all about it. Let me think about it. And I guess that's going to be a yes. But before we hang out, let's see if we can work on leveling up anything more. Well, technically speaking, we can max out EY right now, I think, if I checked his Confidant correctly. Let me see. Yeah, we can max him out right now if we wanted, but we're going to hold off on that. So I've made some more progress with the ADP case. Sit down so I can tell you all about it. Okay, let's do it.
Yes.
Yes, please, go ahead.
The thing is,
So, I got all the members of the ADP together and gave them a big group apology. They didn't really believe what I was saying at first, but the truth of the matter settled in eventually.
it's just...
However, it seems like the members from the executive classes are still brainwashed. I'm in talks with a lawyer right now, though. We're going to get refunds and outpatient care for all of them. I'm going to give back all the money I made from selling holy stones, too. It's the least I can do to atone for the ignorance I showed back then. That's why I want you to accept this, Kazooie-san. Think of this as not only as an apology, but as a sign of gratitude for helping me see the truth. Cool. So, the 100,000 yen we spent back before we even started her Confidant questline, yeah, she gives it right back to us, which is kind of hilarious considering at this point in the game, even during a normal non-New Game Plus playthrough, you don't really need this, but it's still nice to have regardless, but just saying. Maiden, I'm so happy to see you!
What?
Yogida-san, what are you all doing here? That apology you gave us was all made up, wasn't it? Somebody had to have forced you to say that stuff. I mean, the chairman was obviously framed. Tell us the truth, please.
No.
None of it was made up. As for the chairman, I need you to listen to me. Everything he told you in those seminars was a lie. The promise of a great future, the power of the holy stones, the need for donations, all lies. Doesn't it seem strange that he kept asking members for money, even through times of financial stress? And beyond that, you guys should have known better than anyone where those donations were ending up. Even I knew how horrible the ADP scheme was. That's why I had to come forward. No, that can't be true! Are you the one who did this to our beautiful maiden? You really don't understand. Listen to what she's saying. Shut your mouth! Please, stop this! He has nothing to do with your situation. I'm the one who sold you those rocks. If you're gonna get upset with anyone, it should be me. But, Maiden, this can't be happening. No, we must continue to place our trust in her. Please, Maiden, cleanse us of our misery, whatever. If you leave us now, we'll be fated to drown in sorrow. Look, the only way you can change that is with your own convictions. Neither I nor one of those worthless stones will be able to help you. But then how are we supposed to avoid our fated misery? No, a curse is upon us! Maiden, please! Oh, will you shut your traps? Y'all need to simmer down and listen to what I have to say for once! Whether you're gonna be miserable or not is all on your own damn shoulders. You don't need some divine power mumbo-jumbo to be changing your fate. Y'all got that strength in yourselves. Fortune-telling can't hold a candle to honest-to-goodness willpower. And heck, even if things are bad now, it'll all be fine as long as you keep your heads up. Oh, sorry about that. All this stress caused me to lapse into my country dialect. But I stand by what I said. Nothing will ever change if all of you do is rely on others. Take me, for example. I thought I was destined to live as a monster, but I had the strength to reverse that fate. If you want to control your future, that's all you need. Strength. The only way forward is through the fortitude of your own heart. My heart? It might not be the easiest thing to accomplish at first. After all, your willpower has been consistently suppressed by all those seminars and donations. I'm partially to blame for that.
I'm here with you.
But that's why I need to show you the light now and help you push on. Maiden? No, I'm not your maiden anymore. I'm just a Chikaya Mifune, the fortune teller who guides fate. I wonder if Yokida-san and the others will be okay. I know how they feel, though. They want to cling on to the Holy Stones, just as I clung to my role as the maiden. All any of us ever wanted was to be happy, to avoid our fates. Well, fate can be changed. Right, I did it, so I'm sure Yokida-san and the others will be able to as well. No matter how many times I have to try, I will talk to them until they understand. And when they realize the difficult truth, I will be there to help them recover. Back in my village, people called me a monster. Here, they revered me as the maiden. Even now, my heart continues to wonder, yet you somehow saw the real me. Not the maiden, not a monster, just Chikaya. Zui-san, thank you. I could sense a deep bond of trust from Chikaya. Which again, I'm probably saying her name completely wrong, but oh well. Moving on. By the way, Kazooie-san, has anyone told you you're a bit nosy? I mean, normally someone wouldn't think to involve themselves in such a strenuous ordeal. So, there's actually something I've been wondering for a while now. Is fortune-telling the only reason you come to see me? It's not, is it? So, based on the answer we gave earlier, we are locked in the friendship route. No matter what. So even if I said, so I can be with you, she will reject me no matter what. Just because of what I said earlier. So, yeah. Even if I did select a hell yeah answer, I would still select, I like having my fortunes read regardless. Oh, I see. Sorry, I suppose I was just feeling a bit self-conscious. But there's nothing better than knowing my readings help others. Please, come have your fortune read as often as you'd like. After all, we'll forever be joined in our quest to oppose fate.
Well then.
Anyways, I should be going.
Until next time.
Good night. And good night to you too, my fair maiden. 3 hours already. Kinda crazy, don't you think? Oh, it's me. I'm sorry for calling so soon. I know we just saw each other. There's something I really wanted to tell you. You're the reason I was managed to talk to Yokoda's son and everyone. I plan on doing all I can to support everyone at the ADP for a while. If you're in any trouble, please feel free to stop by for a consultation anytime. I'm planning on it. Great! Please, I want to help you carve a path to your future. As Chikaya Mifume, fortune teller and emissary of fate. Whoops, I guess I sounded a little too full of myself just then. Maybe I'm not a monster or a maiden. I'm just Chikaya. So, if you're ever in trouble, remember, you can always come to me, okay? Well, good night and sweet dreams. You too. Alright, on to the next day.
Hey!
Looks like we can start another book. Coolio. Call me Chief. The Chief is the man who commands all respect.
Wow!
I love the sound of the word Chief. I'd like to be called that too someday. Sure, Chief. You still got time to read. Let's go a little further. A chief should act calmly in all situations. It's true. I don't have those qualities, but eh. Okay. That's a good use of our time. I wonder, how many days do we have left? I'm gonna say 4.
Pay attention.
Hey, quit sleeping over there! Jeez, you all look like a bunch of dead fish. What was it? Your phone? Video games? I know you were up late. I always wake up at sunrise. On the other hand, kids these days... Hey, Kazooie, are you awake? Look at this map.
Why don't you try?
You know that you can see the sunrise the earliest atop Mount Fuji, right? Tell me why that is. That would be because of the high altitude. Thank you, Internet.
This is it.
Exactly.
That's right. The more east and south you go, the earlier the sun rises. However, what affects it most is altitude. So, excluding the outlying islands, the sun rises earliest on Mount Fuji. That's actually pretty neat, not gonna lie. You know what they say, the sun always rises from the east. They said who knows when dawn will ever come to this country. Or, that said, who knows when dawn will ever come to this country? The government and police are completely incompetent. Those phantom thieves need to be caught before anything else. We'll show you. We'll show you who's just. And we most definitely will soon enough. For now, though, we're going to get ready to call it a session for today. And we got only 4 days left before we send out the calling card. Even though it says we have 6 days remaining, that's not the case. We still only have 4 days, according to Morgana. Because there's still the day of preparing the calling card, and then the following day is when we actually execute the plan. So, it's definitely gonna be something, that is for sure. Anyway, before we call it a day, I am going to get another special bond reading for the next session. Thankfully, when you save the game after getting a reading of some kind, a fortune reading, that still stays with you until the next in-game day passes. So, again, good to be prepared for anything that comes our way. And according to the Thieves' Net, we're supposed to be hanging out with Yusuke today, I think, according to this. Yes. But we're not going to be doing that in the next session. Well, at least not now. And it suggests that we hang out with Haru today instead. Or at least today via in-game day, but even so, just saying. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up for today. This is General Snivy with the Persona 5 Royal playthrough. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you were able to attend the live stream live, thank you for attending. Next time, we're pretty much ready to go when it comes to heading into Sai's palace and finally taking her treasure. Oh boy, it's gonna be a real fun and wild ride, let me tell you. It's gonna be something, to say the least. So again, hope you're all looking forward to the possible finale of this palace in the next session. We'll have to wait and see how things play out first. So once again, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. See you all next time.